Goodbye Season 10 and welcome Season 11. I don't think many players will shed a tear for what is widely considered to be the worst season in Overwatch history. Naturally, we do kinda say that about every season, but we're toads for realsies this time, promise. At any rate, in today's video I want to talk about what we are going to see in Season 11. In essence, this is supposed to be a list of things that tells you whether or not the next competitive season in Overwatch is worth participating in. Trust me when I say that Season 11 is going to be very different, and that for a number of reasons. So why don't we just get right into it? Now, midway through working on this video, Blizzard dropped something rather hilarious on their Twitter accounts, and I don't think I'll get around mentioning it before anything else. Yes, it's a hamster in a wrecking ball looking mech suit. Honest to God, I hope this thing is a ruthless killing machine and the mastermind behind Talon. At any rate, back to our standard program. The biggest, most obvious addition to the game that is going to shape rank play is the Looking for Group feature. We've talked about it a couple of times on the channel already, but in essence, it's a tool that allows you to find other like-minded people to play with. While you can make a group for any content you desire, what's rather special about the competitive LFG option is that you can set a skill rating threshold for potential teammates. That means that only players who are within a specific vicinity of your rating can even see your LFG lobby. Furthermore, the ability to lock roles for everyone in your group helps minimize griefing so that somebody who signed up for tank is actually going to end up playing a tank. All in all, you can expect to see an influx in stacking teams in most places on ladder, except for perhaps the top 1 to 5%. Considering high elo players' stance on grouping and the fact that the population of high rank players is rather small. But that does also mean that, unless you are up in Grandmaster, you also don't have to be afraid of using the LFG tool. With more people taking advantage of that feature, chances are that most of the teams you run into have as little experience playing together as you. In my last video covering my experiences with the LFG tool, I have read over 200 comments of very satisfied players who praise this new feature as a godsend. Many forum and Reddit posts confirm that as well, so I'd say give it a shot and see how it goes. Another thing that's different to Season 10 is the addition of career profile privacy options. They have been set to private by default, which means that you all better start getting used to taking advantage of your microphones to figure out which composition you want to play. It is worth noting, however, that Blizzard has already confirmed that more options to these new social features are coming, so we do expect something along the lines of being able to private your career profile only towards the enemy team while leaving it open to your own teammates, or perhaps only displaying your rank rather than your most played heroes. Next to that, don't forget their promise of introducing another big social feature later this summer that we assume to be a guild or clan system. Stay tuned for updates on that throughout the season. When it comes to meta play, we are expecting to see a massive shake in what we used to play like. With the introduction of Symmetra 3.0 to competitive play, we are going to be challenged in our assumption of what is the right way to play. Since her teleporter is now on a cooldown, she can give mobility to her entire team, including heroes that don't have access to any such abilities. That means you can expect to see really odd flanking strategies, weird bastion setups, and generally a whole lot of damage coming at you from a lot of different directions. Suffice to say that early into the season, a lot of players are gonna want to play around with that, so be prepared to see it a lot before the player base figures out the way to either play around it or create another meta that completely breaks the game, as we are already used to. Another big change that we expect to see make its way into the game throughout Season 11 is a Sombra overhaul. Jeff on the forums has hinted that the devs are currently playing around with the idea of allowing Sombra to remain stealthed indefinitely together with her translocator never running out. I don't want to get too much in detail about that since those are just early concepts that are about to hit the PTR, but again, anything that's new is bound to see a lot of playtime once it hits the live servers, so you best be prepared for that. And for my fellow support mains, may the peel be ever in your favor. And lastly, in magnitude of importance according to my own judgment, the endorsement system. Endorsements are a new feature introduced with the LFG system that, in essence, allows you to commend teammates for either being good players, good shot callers, or good sports. And you can even commend the enemies for being good sports too. The system works together with LFG in that it allows you to set endorsement level thresholds when looking for other players. The higher the endorsement level, the higher the chance of coming across a pleasant person. or at least in theory. In my and many other people's experience, just the mere existence of endorsements has already turned many players into substantially less annoying individuals. The "endorse me please" meme is currently making its rounds, but even with that, everyone seems to largely be behaving well and have a good time. It's less about the technical things that endorsements do, but more about the fact that the overall perception of the game has turned more positive with the introduction of both LFG and endorsements. And those are pretty much the biggest new things that you should consider when making your decision as to whether or not Season 11 is worth coming back to. Now, if you happen to find yourself not knowing what to do next, why not check out my 4-step plan to escape your elo. It is largely focused around personal improvement, so whether you want to go solo or become an asset to your LFG teams, I'm sure it is going to help you get better. But this is me done for the day, so I keep you guys updated on all the new things you can expect to see in Season 11. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Don't forget to drop me a like on your way out if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and maybe share this video with a friend you think would find it interesting. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you all next time.